When you think of high-performance engines, US muscle cars might come to mind with their legendary power and raw torque. However, Japan's JDM engines have built a reputation for being just as, if not more, impressive in many cases. These engines have become iconic not just because of their impressive factory specs, but due to their incredible tuning potential, longevity, and the innovation that went into their design. Throughout the 1990s and beyond, Japanese manufacturers crafted some of the most over-engineered and finely tuned powertrains in the world, turning everyday vehicles into performance monsters. From compact inline-4s to motorsport-inspired inline-6s and even luxury V12s, JDM engines have dominated both the streets and on the racetrack. Let's explore the engines that have left US muscle cars eating their dust. Number 7. Nissan RB26 DETT. The Nissan RB26 DETT engine, produced from 1989 to 2002, was widely regarded as one of the best Japanese domestic market inline-6 engines, often compared to the 2JZ GTE. The two engines sparked debates on which was better, but in reality, both were highly capable. While the RB26 had a smaller displacement, it compensated with its ability to rev higher, though the 2JZ was believed to have a stronger bottom end. The RB26 featured a tough cast iron block, and when built correctly, it could produce large amounts of power reliably over time. It was designed specifically for motorsport success, and in the Skyline GTR, it became a dominant force. The engine had a displacement of 2,568 cubic centimeters, a bore of 86 millimeters, and a stroke of 73.7 millimeters. It used a parallel twin-turbo setup with a cast iron block and an aluminum head. The RB26 DETT delivered 276 horsepower and weighed 573 pounds. This engine was used in the R32, R33, and R34 GTR models, with the R34 receiving upgraded Garrett turbochargers that boosted performance. The RB26 was known for its smoothness, especially in its more refined versions like the N1 and RB28. Number 6. Mitsubishi 4G63T. Mitsubishi may have lost some of its appeal among car enthusiasts, but it was responsible for creating one of the most iconic turbocharged inline-4 engines ever made, the 4G63T. Designed for racing, this engine was widely used in the Mitsubishi Lancer Evolution models from 1992 to 2007. It was first introduced in 1980 in the Mitsubishi Galant. The 4G63T engine was an inline-4 turbocharged with a displacement of 1,997 cubic centimeters. Its block was made of cast iron while the head was cast aluminum. The engine had a bore of 85 mm and a stroke of 88 mm. It featured a double overhead camshaft with Mitsubishi's MIVEC variable valve timing. Depending on the version, the engine produced between 195 and 345 horsepower, with torque ranging from 203 to 321 pound-feet. It weighed 188 pounds. Another well-known vehicle using the 4G63T engine was the Mitsubishi Eclipse, especially between 1990 and 1999. In the US, the engine appeared in the first-generation DSM cars, including the Mitsubishi Eclipse, Eagle Talon, and Plymouth Laser. One of the biggest advantages of the 4G63T was its simple design, especially the strong bottom end, which could handle high horsepower levels. Number 5. Toyota 1GZ FE. The Toyota 1GZ FE, produced from 1997 to 2017, stood out as a unique Japanese engine. It was the only JDM V12 engine found in the Toyota Century, a car that represented classic Japanese luxury, even appealing to the elite, including Yakuza figures. However, the 1GZ FE was not originally built for high performance. but that changed when Japanese street racer Smoky Nagata transformed it into a powerhouse. Starting with a 4,996 cubic centimeter V12 engine layout with natural aspiration and made from aluminum, the engine featured an 81mm bore, an 80.8mm stroke, and a DOHC valve train. In its standard form, it produced between 280 and 312 horsepower and 338 to 355 pound-feet of torque, weighing 650 pounds. Smoky Nagata modified the engine extensively, retaining almost none of its original parts, and fitted it with two HKS GT 2835 turbochargers. This boosted the power to well over 1,000 horsepower. He then installed it in a MK4 Supra, giving it a top-secret front end, and reached an impressive 222.6 miles per hour on the Nardo ring. Even in its stock form, the 1GZFE offered smoothness comparable to a Rolls-Royce 6.75-liter V12. Number 4. Toyota 2JZ GTE. Toyota's 2JZ GTE engine, produced from 1991 to 2001, was widely considered one of the best Japanese inline-six engines ever made. Known for its sturdy design and ability to handle large amounts of horsepower, it remained a top choice for high-performance applications. The GTE variant included a head designed by Yamaha, differing from the naturally aspirated 2JZ GE version. Notably, some builders swapped the cylinder heads between these engines, and there were even examples of the 2JZ GE reaching over 1,000 horsepower with turbocharging using the GE head. The 2JZ GTE had a displacement of 2,997 cubic centimeters, with an inline-six layout and a sequential twin-turbo design. It used a cast iron block with an aluminum head with an 86mm bore and stroke. Some versions also included variable valve timing. The engine delivered between 276 and 325 horsepower and produced 320 pound-feet of torque, with a total weight of 595 pounds. Known for smooth power delivery and impressive longevity, the 2JZ GTE was not light, but its weight contributed to its durability. A well-maintained 2JZ GTE engine was nearly indestructible and highly sought after by enthusiasts. Number 3. Mazda 13B REW. Mazda's top sports cars historically used rotary engines for powerful performance, with the 13B REW being the most famous. Featured in the iconic Mazda RX-7, the 13B series of Wankel engines originated in 1975, but the final model, the 13B REW, was introduced in 1992 in the Mazda FD RX-7. This model excelled in balance and agility thanks largely to its twin rotary engine, which contributed to the car's ideal 50-50 weight distribution. The 13B REW had a displacement of 1,302 centimeters, or two rotors at 654 cubic centimeters each, and was built from an aluminum block with cast iron rotors. It used a sequential twin-turbo setup that allowed for smooth power delivery, with claimed power between 255 and 276 horsepower and torque between 217 and 231 pound-feet. The engine weighed 327 pounds and achieved a specific power output of up to 212 horsepower per liter in later models. Its modular design also allowed for additional rotors, and it could use mineral or semi-synthetic oil, which was more economical. Number 2. Subaru EJ22. The Subaru EJ22, produced from 1990 to 1999, was one of Subaru's most unique engines, given Subaru's exclusive use of boxer engines in all their models. While their flat-six engines were noteworthy, it was the flat-four engines, like the EJ22, that stood out in performance applications. The EJ22 was a turbocharged engine highly sought after due to its design, which was based on the EJ20K used in the Japanese domestic market versions of the Impreza WRX STI, a model popular among enthusiasts. The EJ22 had a displacement of 2,212 cubic centimeters, featuring a flat 4 layout, turbocharging, an aluminum alloy material, 92mm bore, 75mm stroke, and a double overhead camshaft valve train with MIVEC. It generated a claimed power of 276 horsepower and 268 pound-feet of torque, with an approximate weight of 250 pounds. The EJ22 turbocharged version only appeared in the rare Subaru Impreza 22B with only 424 units produced, making it one of the rarest JDM engines. Although Subaru's flat-4 engines from this period had a lower horsepower limit before needing extensive modifications, the EJ22 was considered reliable and was famously underrated due to Japan's gentleman's agreement. Number 1. Nissan TD42. The Nissan TD42 engine, produced from 1987 to 2007, was a powerful addition to Nissan's patrol SUV, known for taking drivers to some of the world's most remote places. While Toyota was often praised for off-road durability, Nissan's patrol also became a trusted name in off-road travel, especially when paired with the TD42 diesel engine. Built with a focus on longevity, the TD42 was similar in design and capacity to Toyota's 1HZ engine. This inline-six naturally aspirated diesel engine had a 4.2-liter capacity, producing 118 horsepower and 192 pound-feet of torque. Although it wasn't the most powerful engine, the TD42 was effective enough to handle rugged terrain with help from the patrol's short-geared off-road transfer case. Reliability became a defining feature of this engine, though models built from 1994 to 1997 were less dependable due to thinner, lighter pistons Nissan introduced to reduce production costs. In later years, Nissan released the TD42T3, a turbo diesel version with 153 horsepower and 243 pound-feet of torque, which retained durability with sturdier internal parts. A unique feature of the TD42 was its design. It had a cast-iron engine block and cylinder head, and instead of a timing belt, it used gears, making maintenance easier and eliminating the need for timing belt or chain replacements. These 7 JDM engines prove that power isn't just about size, it's about precision and innovation. Which JDM engine surprised you the most? Let us know in the comments. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more exciting car content. See you in the next video!